Well, given were the running backs coach and your relationship with Brady, just wondering how satisfying last week was.
It always is. Yeah, I like to see him run hard and run through contact. Yep, did a great job last week.
How much more noteworthy was it, given that you'd lost some receivers and presumably Montreal's defense was looking for the run?
Yeah, I mean, to start, they're a pretty stout defense, right? Noel's got them dialed in week in and week out. I thought it was mostly resilience and character on our end. Just guys, D. Mitch, Joey, going in different spots, middle of the game, playing spots they don't necessarily rep all the time in practice, and then Chev coming off the sideline and just blocking the ends was pretty admirable.
So did you notice where they kind of fill in the box after you lose some guys and looking for the run more? Is that very evident or?
Not so much.
No,
No,
okay.
I thought they pretty much stayed status quo in the second half.
Cool. Okay.
It felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt like you guys created the opportunity to run the football. There was a lot of horizontal in the early part of that game, and I went, "Oh, I wonder if this is setting up for Brady to absolutely come in and cut their throats."
Yeah, I mean, we try and mix things up on defenses. It's not they just tee off of the same stuff all the time, so try and mix it up on them.
What have you seen from Brady in terms of his growth as a receiver, Jason?
I've always said he's got some pretty solid hands. Pretty good hands. Won't say he's got the best because then get some other guys a little teed off on me. But no, pretty good hands. He knows when to get north. He understands route concepts and zones and how to hit those and when to sit, when not to sit, stay on the move, that sort of stuff.
How satisfying was that last week, given the circumstances with losing two receivers in the first half?
Very, very. It's just got into halftime, made some adjustments. I looked at Strev and he just kind of gave me a let's go. So, anytime anybody looks at you in the locker room like that, you can lean on them, they're going to lean on each other, and we're going to get it done.
You mentioned him. When you're watching the film again and you see him trying to blocking Sean Lemon, that's got to get a response from the room when you're watching the film again.
It did. I think, I often compare it to sending your goon on the ice in hockey. And not to say that he's a goon, but he got in there and he got dirty and got his nose in there and did a great job.
Underrated is Brady's blocking. I know that's something that maybe goes unnoticed because it doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Yeah,
I know it's
very.
something he takes a lot of pride into.
Yeah, absolutely, very underrated. It was something we consistently talked about, Mamba mentality, just like Kobe, work on your weaknesses. Anybody can be a good ball carrier. Are you able to do it all, right? Protect the quarterback and finish your blocks when you're in open field blocking for somebody else, that sort of stuff.
To that point, you hear that a lot, right? If they can carry the ball, they can find the holes or whatever, but if they can't block, there's no value in them being on the team. Like how important is it that you have a back that can have that extra protection for plays?
I mean, it helps. It helps. I think everybody's a little more at ease, a little more comfortable, especially the quarterback position, understanding that, hey, if he's got to make us right or clean it up, he'll do just that. Yeah.
Maybe I'm not paying enough close attention to other practices. It felt like there was a lot of offsides today. Is that just working with the noise, anticipation of different plays? It just felt like you guys were doing a lot of push-ups today.
Yeah, I got my chest workout in. Crowd noise, we pumped it up. We jacked it up as high as we could just to put the guys in the most chaotic atmosphere possible so that they can just go ahead and play fast and slow it down for them on game day.
You've been in that. You've been seeing these games live. How's it going to feel like? Do you feel like it's a challenge? You excited up for it? Obviously a very raucous crowd and hostile environment.
Yeah, the message was we're going to clear the mechanism. Billy Chappell. There's no noise unless you want there to be noise. We're going to focus up and stay locked in, and it's just another game at the end of the day. They can make what they want of it. Just we got to stay dialed and win this one.
As a play caller, play designer, when you get Peyton Logan back and available to you, what's that for you?
Fresh set of legs. If Brady needs, a little timeout, a little water break. Other than that, I think he brings some good energy. He definitely, gets the defense to think a little bit more. So that's always good. Get them to be a little more on their heels than downhill.
Does it allow you to kind of explore the space with other players too? Like, hey, this guy can, because Peyton's here, we can now do this with this guy, and
yeah, it helps. Smoke and mirrors, all that good stuff.
How does the crowd noise affect your play calling and communication in a game like this?
Well, the hard thing in practice is I'm spinning it out to him on the field, which I'll be upstairs in the booth, so he won't have that background noise coming from my end. So it's a little struggle in practice to be as realistic as we could. But other than that, it's just everybody being on the same page and being as pristine and clean as they can with their waggles.
Thank you.
Thanks.